Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Friday, July 18th, 2025. Anita has arrived back in Fairmont Crest from Chicago to a mess at home. Vernon has brought Anita up to speed, but it's Vanessa who has gotten Nicole heated and searching for answers. For Nicole to fully understand, she will have to process a lot. In Friday's episode, Anita has some choice words for her daughter. This won't be easy for any of them. But for Martin's sake, the family needs to rally. Tension runs high in the house for Samantha, Tyrell, Smitty, and Martin. Martin's revelations about the night 2 years ago have had hard-hitting consequences, and Smitty feels hurt and betrayed by his husband, knowing that there is now an additional body, Kenny. Smitty is struggling to process what Martin has been a part of. Their marriage on the line is causing the two kids a lot of stress, and in Friday's episode, Samantha makes a plea to her father. Samantha wants Smitty and Martin to reconcile and talk things out. Can the two get past all the lies, as well as everything that happened because of Martin? A fatal robbery, a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's the angle the police want to take with Kenny's death, but Jacob knows that there is far more going on than he knows. Jacob has been following this closely with the help of Smitty, and there is a much bigger conspiracy at play here. Not being one to just toe the official line because he was told to, Jacob will follow the trail wherever it may lead. In Friday's episode, Elon puts Jacob in his place and asserts control over the investigation in the process. However, by doing so, this will only cast more suspicion and make Jacob dig his heels in. With so much for Elon and Marcel to lose, the stakes remain high. Kenny's death does not mean this is over, not by a long shot. Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama. Beyond the Gates spoilers note, the CBS soap just released its promo video for the week of July 21st, 25, where Eva&Thomas and Thomas Navarro kiss, while Nicole Richardson is ready to press the button on divorce, and Naomi Hawthorne has a warning. The BTG preview opened up with a scene between Bill Hamilton and Chelsea Hamilton in his office as his youngest daughter lashes out at him. She tells her dad that she's been trying to get hold of him for hours and that she can't believe he's placed them in this position. It sounds like Martin Richardson's secret and cover-up will hit the rest of the Dupree family, and many will be outraged with Bill's role in it all. Speaking of, Nicole and Ted Richardson will also have a face-off, as it sounds like she's ready to press the button on a divorce. Nicole just found out about Martin's traumatizing night 2 years ago during the Friday, July 18th episode, and she flew out of her parents' house reeling, especially when she learned that Ted was kept in the loop, but she was not. During the scene between Ted and Nicole, he'll acknowledge that the situation looks bad. After all, this is the second lie she's caught him in within a span of 2 months, and Nicole will state, "Then you will understand why I'm taking these next steps." Yikes, Ted's chances for a romantic reunion with Nicole are 0% at this point. The next clip shows Martin, as he gets emotional over how he could lose his family over all this, while Anita Dupree, Vernon Dupree, and Naomi sadly watch on. While at the Dupree mansion, it sounds like Bradley Smitty Smith is not interested in allowing Martin back home anytime soon. As the Beyond the Gates preview rolls on, the next scene shows Eva and Thomas in a bona fide lip lock, while Ted tells Catherine, Kat Richardson, that Eva would never go after Thomas, since she knows Kat's seeing him, stating, "Oxys, that's not who she is." Boy, Ted doesn't know his daughter as well as he thinks he does. Meanwhile, as the promo wraps up, Naomi and Jacob Hawthorne are in their home as she notes, "I'm never more proud to be a Dupree than when I'm defending us, and last time I checked, you are one of us." Jacob is staring at her with a concerned look on his face. It sounds like Jacob will be brought into the loop about Martin's secret, but could this cause marital issues between him and Naomi? Elsewhere, Naomi, Vernon, and Anita are shown next, as the granddaughter tells her grandparents, "I think you need to prepare for this may not stay covered for long." As the BTG promo comes to an end, there's an explosive argument between Bill and Nicole that closes things. Bill angrily tells Nicole that he was the one who saved her baby boy, while she bites back, I'm the fixer now. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of July 21st to 25 hint that the next 5 days will be all about the aftermath of Martin's secret coming out, so fans need to brace for chaos, bombshells, and explosive confrontations. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think Martin's secret was, well, worth being kept secret. Yes, he killed a man, but it was in defense of both himself and his grandfather. I'm not exactly disappointed by this long-awaited revelation, but I wasn't particularly excited by it either. Maybe if Martin had really been devolving over the past few months, or Kenny had shown up earlier in the story, I might have cared more. But at the end of the day, Anita's retelling of the story to Nicole was more gripping than the months we spent trying to figure out what had happened on that dark road 2 years ago. The whole thing might have had a bigger impact if other stories were picking up steam at the same time. There was some mild crossover action late in the game, and the cop corruption story involving Jacob and Smitty was smart and will give the fallout some legs. One thing I've really loved is the interactions between Bill and Vernon. We can see how what went down that night impacted Bill's marriage to Vernon's daughter, Danny. Not that I want them back together, but more of this being woven into the storyline earlier might have made the whole package more enticing. Moving forward, ramping up Nicole's justified anger is a great opportunity to spin her off into a bigger story of her own. I'm glad she's not allowing anyone to gaslight her. We've never seen any indication that she's too delicate to handle a difficult situation. She didn't crumble when she found out about Leslie and Eva, and long before then, she had the strength to get through that several miscarriages, so she should have been looped into the Martin mess from the very start. Too often, women are expected to simply get over things and not rock the boat. I'm interested to see exactly where Nicole goes now that she knows she was kept in the dark yet again by the people who supposedly love her the most. Augie? I know this was a big Martin week, but what happened when Ted took Leslie home? I'm dying to know. Martin and Smitty can break up as far as I'm concerned. They say they love each other, but I'm just not feeling it. I want to see if they have better chemistry with other people. Is Bill still waiting on that baby ultrasound from the doctors? Also, does he not need the cane anymore? I think Haley needs to take a comprehension test. Ashley laid out pretty clearly why she and Naomi aren't friends with her anymore, and Haley glossed right over what she'd been told. That poor fake baby she's not really carrying. I wasn't buying the idea that Joey would put Vanessa before his business, so I appreciated him laying his cards on the table, as it were, with her. It's too early in their twisted situationship. Let's wrap up the June story, please. I don't care about June or her relationship with her sister. I care about Naomi and her family drama. Beyond the Gates spoilers note that fans may expect to see some changes in the plot twists and drama, as Ron Carlivati is leaving the new CBS soap's writing team. Another couple is in danger of dissolving. Martin moved out of his home with Smitty and in with Anita and Vernon. The second part of Martin telling his husband the truth unfolded in the Thursday, July 17th episode of Beyond the Gates. Plus, the fallout began as Vanessa piqued Nicole's curiosity and her anger. She wanted to know why she is always the last one to know. The Dupree family has a rampant protector complex. They will keep the truth from others in their family in the name of protecting them. But what they're doing is damaging connections and bonds. Smitty understands many of the choices Martin made, but he doesn't understand why he didn't come and tell his family before coming close to telling the world at that press conference. He doesn't understand why he didn't tell him about Kenneth so they could properly protect their kids. And there are elements of this story that Smitty doesn't agree with. And now, a racist man who attacked Martin and Vernon is dead. And Smitty knows it has something to do with Detective Marcel Malone, which he doesn't like. Smitty is an investigative reporter, and parts of this story fly in the face of his job and his beliefs. After all, his Malone puff piece turned into an intense investigative profile that also involved Joey Armstrong. Smitty needed time and space, and as a result, Martin moved out and over to his grandparents' place. Smitty can't even tell Martin whether this is temporary, long-term, or permanent. So what will Smitty do? He may keep quiet, or he may blow the lid off everything. So far, just in the conversation with Jacob, it looks like Smitty will show his loyalty even as his relationship with Martin is in shambles. Jacob brought up the unidentified man who was found dead in the park, single gunshot wound, and it looked like a robbery. However, Malone was the officer who discovered Kenneth's body. If Smitty had heard of this yesterday, he would have been all over it. But now that he knows the particulars, he tried to evade the topic and finally told Jacob that Martin moved out, and he has to think about that and his kids. He can't help him out. So the weeks and weeks of Jacob and Smitty collaborating and comparing notes are suddenly gone. Will Smitty keep up the secrets? Now that he's been read into this messy situation, will he stay quiet? The Joey Armstrong factor is real. Nobody wants to be associated with him, but that's where they are currently. And now, Nicole is on the verge of discovering what so many of her family members already know. She's done with people lying to her after what Ted did, and she doesn't understand why they would keep her, the psychiatrist, out of the loop. She went over to Smitty's and found out that Martin had moved out. Even though this development just happened, that was one blow. And now Anita is about to tell her the truth. Wait until the good doctor finds out Ted was in on this and was the one to perform plastic surgery on the racist attacker. She won't be happy. And how will she feel about Martin turning to Vernon and Anita and not her? Will her relationship with Martin change? And will her relationship with Ted suffer even more than recently? The writing team at Beyond the Gates has read like a who's who of daytime drama. Now, one of the show's more well-known scribes is out. Ron Carlivati, a Daytime Emmy winner for Days of Our Lives and One Life to Live, has moved out of Fairmont Crest. Ron Carlivati, who is also known for his successful run as head writer of General Hospital, took to social media, specifically Instagram stories, to announce his exit from the show. A quick career update from me, Carlivati began his story. I recently wrapped up my stint as a writer on Beyond the Gates, the hot new soap opera on CBS, created by the incomparable Michelle Valjean. When Michelle called last August and asked me to join her team, I jumped at the chance to be a part of the launch of this groundbreaking and historic show, Carlivati continued. After recently finishing Season 1, I decided to leave to pursue other projects, but I am beyond proud of what we accomplished, and beyond grateful to Michelle and executive producer Sheila Ducksworth for this extraordinary opportunity. Wishing them and everyone at Beyond the Gates a long and successful run, Carlivati concluded, adding XOXOs to his story. Carlivati happily championed the premiere of Beyond the Gates last February on Instagram. Proud to be on the writing team of at Beyond the Gate EBs, the scribe posted. Don't miss the premiere on Monday, 2/24 at 2 p.m. EST on @CBS TV. Had Beyond the Gates. During his time at Days, Carlivati also wrote the series Days of Our Lives, Beyond Salem, Days of Our Lives, A Very Salem Christmas, and Days of Our Lives Last Blast Reunion. Carlivati was the top scribe at OLTL when the show went off the air in January 2012. He then moved to GH, and using the stories he remembered from watching the show as a child, brought the ABC soap to new heights, saving it from cancellation in the process. After wrapping up his stint in Port Charles, Carlivati moved to Days. His contributions to that show included Theo being shot by JJ, Marlena's right to live story that pitted family members against one another, and the returns of Kristen, Ben, and Will. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Friday, July 18th indicate some massive bombshells on the horizon as Anita Dupree gives a stern talking to someone, while Samantha Richardson makes a plea. Plus, Elon Hawthorne takes control. Read on to learn more about what's coming up on the CBS soap Beyond the Gates spoilers for Friday, July 18th. Reveal that Anita will give one of her daughters a stern talking to. And considering what unfolded this week, it's hard to think that the daughter that's being referred to is Danny Dupree. Not that Danny couldn't use a stern talking to, it's just that with Martin Richardson's secret exploding to the forefront, it sounds like Anita and Nicole Richardson could have a confrontation during Friday's show. Speaking of Martin's secret, Samantha will plead with her father. However, the added teasers don't reveal which father she is talking to. Is it her pops, Martin, or her dad, Bradley Smitty Smith? As Smitty kicked Martin out of the house this week, and Samantha begged her dad not to be so hard on him, it looks like she may plead with Smitty to allow him to return. Smitty's reaction to things is understandable, but now that fans have learned Martin's secret, many can understand why he acted the way he did, too, especially considering the trauma he endured and the political position he holds. In other related news, Beyond the Gates spoilers for Friday hint that Elon will put his son Jacob Hawthorne in his place and take control over a certain investigation. Could this be the investigation surrounding Kenny's demise? As fans know, during the Tuesday, July 15th show, Martin was ready to tell the press about his secret night 2 years ago when Bill Hamilton stepped in and handled the situation. Joey Armstrong was called in and gave Detective Marcel Malone the dire assignment of getting rid of Kenny, and unlike Randy Parker, Marcel got the job done. Now, the police are investigating, so it sounds like Elon will step in to ensure the case gets closed before anyone can point the finger at Marcel. But will Jacob step back, or possibly out his dad and Marcel? What are you looking forward to most for Friday? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Tune into the new CBS soap regularly for all the drama, and check out CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates news, updates, and spoilers. Beyond the Gates spoilers note that fans may expect to see some changes in the plot twists and drama as Ron Carlivati is leaving the new CBS soap's writing team. Michelle Valjean, creator, head writer, and executive producer of BTG, hopped on the social media platform X to inform fans of Carlivati's exit. In her post, she writes, "So grateful to have had @Carlivatiron in the writer's room to help launch #Beyond the Gates." Valjean adds, "We send him off with love and gratitude and wish him all the best in whatever comes next. Love you, Ron, and thank you from my heart." Carlivati is a veteran writer in the land of daytime drama, getting his foot in the door in '96, working as a writer's assistant for One Life to Live. He would end up being promoted to co-head writer, working with Dina Higley. However, by year's end, he held the role on his own. He worked with OLTL until the show ended in 2012 and transitioned to General Hospital's head writer. Carlivati joined Days of Our Lives in 2017 as their head writer until July 2024. Paula Quickly and John Marie Ford replaced him, and while his exit was effective immediately, the episodes he wrote were broadcast right through to April 2025. With that said, in November 2024, it was announced that Carlivati was hired to work on the Beyond the Gates writing team as a breakdown writer. The new CBS soap made history this past February, when it became the first daytime drama to debut on cable since 1999. As of this writing, it's unclear the reason behind Carlivati's departure from Beyond the Gates, so stay tuned for any additional updates. Beyond the Gates spoilers note that things are certainly heating up in the land of Fairmont Crest, with secrets being revealed, romances exploding, and plenty of chaos lately. So how will this writing team exit impact the storyline? Only time will tell. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you!